Hey, good afternoon. It's Rick here from Rock Island on 5 March. Hope you're having a great weekend here as we are getting towards spring. I know that friends of mine up in the Northeast had a considerable amount of snow. Luckily, we didn't have anything here. We were supposed to have it on Friday, but nothing. Nevertheless, it's March. Snow or not, you know the days are longer, and spring, the first day of spring is like 16 days away. So, looking forward to that. Today I want to talk about something that I've mentioned before, but something that I think is one of the biggest problems in our country. I think the root of a lot of issues. Now, of course, I'm going to talk a little bit about from a Christian perspective, but even if you're not one, okay, even if you're nothing at all, it's fine. You can relate to what I'm about to tell you. Because I think this is a very big problem. You may disagree. That's fine. I think one of the biggest problems we have is the strive to ensure that everybody feels good. We're concerned about feelings today. And that's why we have this thing about tolerance. Now, I'm not saying that, generally speaking, the word tolerance is not a bad thing. I'm not saying we should be rigid and only not care about anybody's feelings. I'm not talking about that. But combination of tolerance and making sure nobody's offended, we don't hurt anybody's feelings. Those three things have to be the biggest thing that I believe is the problem with today's society. I think a lot of things stem from there. Because, see, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. It is much more important to be respected than liked. We're so concerned, I see, about people liking us or making sure that we are friendly to everybody and all this. So I know a lot of people that I know are more concerned about making friends, how many friends they can get on Facebook, making friends, being nice to everybody, than actually standing up for something. They'll compromise their values to not hurt somebody's feelings. I think that is the root of so many issues, without a doubt. Now, people say that people that are not Christian, excuse me, will say, well, as a Christian person, you're supposed to, be kind to everybody, and that's true, okay, and nice to everybody. Well, that's not, the nice part is not necessarily true. Look, Jesus, when he was in his ministry, if you believe in Jesus, in the Bible, was fair to everybody. You have to be nice to everybody. He was fair to everybody. Everybody he came across, he spewed the same values, the same teachings. Now, some of those people followed him and loved him. Other people hated him. Okay, he didn't try to be nice, especially nice to people that disagreed with him. He was consistent with what his teachings to everybody. And how the chips fell, how people perceived him, was the way it was. I mean, obviously, he didn't try to be nice or pander to everybody, because look what happened to him. He got put to death. So, as a Christian person, you're supposed to be fair to everybody. And even if you're not a Christian person, okay? This is not a Christian, this is not just a Christian preaching video. I'm not trying to do that. Even if you're not, I believe the strength is to be consistent with what you believe, your value system, and be fair to everybody that you meet, even if they agree with you or they don't. You may have, if you have a friend or a family member or whoever that only likes you because they only want you to think the way they think, they're not really a friend. They're not loyal to you. They're loyal to only themselves. If a person is only going to like people that think just like them, that's a great insecurity. It's also a problem, okay? I definitely claim from Christian values. You've seen the videos, you know that. But I have friends that are not. I have friends that are atheists, Jews, agnostics, could care less, okay? I don't treat them differently or shun them. Obviously, there's things if we talk about we'll disagree, and that's okay. Disagreements are how you learn. You don't have to agree with everybody. But we have a society that thinks you have to make sure you pander to other people so that everybody feels together. We can sing Kumbaya together in a choir and sit down and smoke dope all together. That's not what society. That's what society tells you to do. Make sure everybody is all nice to one another. We don't hurt anybody's feelings. Nobody feels bad at the end of the day. No. Stand for what you believe. If it's a true friend, they'll be there even if they disagree with you. If it's not, they'll go away. That's okay. That's how you weed it out. The people will respect. There are people that I disagree with, but I respect them. A couple of friends of mine that are atheists at work, that I know from the military, they're atheists. They don't believe in anything. They claim an atheist. Whether they're really agnostic, a lot of atheists are actually agnostics. They don't really know. They don't really. But bottom line is they profess no faith in anything. It's okay. I respect them. They also have some damn good values. These couple gentlemen I'm thinking about have some really good, solid, grounded values, which I actually give them credit for, considering it's not based on any spiritual. It's just based on the way they want to treat people. I give them credit for that. But again, stand for what you believe. You're never going to go wrong if you stand for what you believe. And as a Christian person, I know a lot of you out there Christian, you have to stand for what you believe. G.K. Chesterton, I've said this before, several years back, who was a great Catholic philosopher, poet, book writer, in the early part of, I think he died early part of the 1900s. And his famous phrase was tolerance is, I'm paraphrasing it a little bit here, but it's basically what he said was tolerance is the creed of those who believe in nothing. In other words, again, there's a good tolerance. I've said this before. We have to tolerate people's differences, cultural differences, where they come from, the way they speak, obviously the way they look, and all those things that if you create a prejudice, you can't do that. Okay, respect. You may differ, from maybe the type of music they like or whatever sports they like. That's fine. We have to tolerate people's differences in what they want to do with their life. You may have somebody you think it's good to do this type of profession. They choose something else. That's fine. He wasn't talking about that. He was talking about tolerating all kinds of immorality and all kinds of weird ways and just tolerating things without standing for anything. We have a bunch of people today that think that you can't stand for something because it makes you automatically a racist or it makes you a bigot or anything like that. No, it doesn't. So you have to basically accept everything and kind of spin in the middle like a jellyfish. Yeah, this is good. That's fine. And they don't really take a stand on anything because they don't want to offend anybody. They don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. And so they go with anything. They just float like a jellyfish in the ocean. Wherever it takes them, they go. I believe that's a problem today. I believe that's the root of a lot of issues. Rather, stand for something, whether it's popular, whether it's not. See, society comes and goes. Society's coming. If you try to always fit with society, you could be changing every year. Things change all the time. Stand for what you believe, especially as a Christian person, but anybody. Stand for what you believe. It may not be the most popular. It may not make you the most friends, but you'll have true friends. You'll have true people that'll be wanting to deal with you. That's okay. Okay? I know firsthand. I stand for different things. I know a lot of people don't like me. I have true friends. I do. And there are a lot of people that don't like me. I've dealt with that. I can deal with it. I am who I am. Okay? And you be who you are. Whatever that is. You'll be respected. You may not always be liked. That's not important. It's more important to be respected. Somebody knows you stand and you take a firm stand. They'll know you can't be messed with. And they'll listen to you. You may not think they will, but they'll listen to you. Nobody listens to a jellyfish that doesn't have any value. Nobody listens to that. They may smile and laugh and have a few drinks with them, but nobody respects that. They respect the person who stands for whatever values they stand for. That's Rick here on 5 March. God bless and have a great day.